The cost of living can be a hefty burden, causing many to question which countries are the most expensive to reside in. It's not just the luxury items like dining out and shopping, but the basic necessities like housing, utilities, groceries, clothing, and even gas for transportation that can strain your finances. For many families and hard-working individuals, the cost of living in these countries can be a struggle to keep up with. But have you ever wondered which countries are even more expensive than the notoriously high-priced city of New York? Here's a look at the top countries that can drain your bank account in no time. Living in a tropical paradise like the Cayman Islands may seem like a dream come true, but the reality of the cost of living there can be a harsh awakening. With prices for everyday items, like a dozen eggs, skyrocketing to double the cost of other countries, it's no surprise that the Cayman Islands are considered the most expensive place to live. Despite the luxury of tax-free salaries, the everyday items are taxed, driving up the cost of living significantly. Online reports suggest that just about everything is more expensive here than anywhere else on the planet. Bermuda may be a charming island paradise, but it comes with a steep price tag. Not too long ago, it held the title of the most expensive country in the world, with a cost of living that's nearly 3 times that of the USA. The capital's rental prices are exorbitant, with a 900 square foot apartment costing over $4,000 a month. Tourists and business executives may not mention this, but it's not suitable for short-term stays either. Switzerland offers some of the best quality of life in the world, especially in its 3 largest cities, Zurich, Geneva, and Basel. But this high standard of living comes at a hefty cost. With a cost of living index of 122.40, influenced by high grocery prices, Switzerland is one of the most expensive countries in the world. In fact, you won't find anywhere else more expensive on average to buy groceries or dine out. Iceland has a high cost of living, with prices of goods soaring due to strict regulations on importing foreign products. The cost of living in Iceland is around 40.21% higher than in the United States, not even taking into account rent. This makes it a challenging place for people to make a living. Iceland's grocery score of 113.74 is the second highest, reflecting the high cost of food. Rent in Iceland is 15.57% higher than in the United States, but the cost of utilities is lower due to the country's reliance on geothermal heating for its infrastructure, which is inexpensive. Experience the most expensive side of Scandinavia in Norway, where a 25% value-added tax (VAT) rate can make even the simplest of everyday purchases feel costly. Surprisingly, Norway's high VAT rate doesn't even top the charts, with Hungary boasting a VAT rate of 27%. This makes Norway the 3rd most expensive country in all of Western Europe. While food items may have a lower tax rate of 15%, they still come at a high cost. Believe it or not, staples like milk and bread are actually more expensive in Norway than in any other country. Take a moment to pause this video and show your support by hitting the like button. Your support means the world to us. Thank you for being awesome. Discover the unique affordability of Luxembourg, a country with a small population of just over 600,000 people. Despite its size, Luxembourg boasts one of the highest minimum wages in the world at 13.78 cents per hour. This wage benefits not only Luxembourg citizens, but also cross-border workers from neighboring countries, as 70% of the country's workforce is outsourced. Despite the favorable minimum wage, Luxembourg is still more expensive than 81% of cities in Western Europe and 85% of cities around the world. Imagine living in an Asian country that is 94% more expensive than other countries in the world. Welcome to Singapore, once the most expensive place to call home. In recent years, the cost of everyday items such as food, clothing, and medicine have skyrocketed. For example, the price of a kilogram of bananas was only $1.34 in 2007, but by 2017, it had risen by 75% to $2.35. With prices continuing to rise, it's safe to say that Singapore will maintain its title as one of the world's most expensive countries to live in. Japan, known for its rich culture and history, is also considered one of the 3 most expensive Asian countries. With a cost of living that outpaces 80% of the world's countries, it can be challenging to make ends meet. Despite having a high life expectancy, with men living to an average of 81 and women to 88, many of those years are spent living on a budget. The capital of Japan, in particular, is renowned for its high cost of living and expensive luxury lifestyle. According to the Global Wealth Report, citizens in Japan tend to pay more just to live in their own country. South Korea, despite similar prices for most items, housing in the capital city of Seoul is significantly more expensive than other areas. A one-room apartment can cost anywhere from 300,000 to 1 million won per month, depending on the location and construction date. Although gas fees are reasonable, they can reach 100,000 won per month during the winter. South Korea ranks among the top 15 most expensive countries due in part to the second highest grocery prices in the world, with rice costing an average of 3.71 cents per kilo. On the other hand, dining out in South Korea is relatively inexpensive compared to other countries on this list, with a standard meal for two costing $33.52. Basic medical insurance is mandatory for all South Korean residents and is deducted from employee paychecks. However, additional fees may still be charged during hospital visits. The Bahamas, like other island nations, offers the luxury of island living, but it comes with a cost. Most goods have to be imported, leading to a significant hike in the price of everyday groceries. On the positive side, local produce is not as expensive as in other island nations. However, certain items like bananas carry a heavier price tag. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.